in the flow. Go against Jigga, your ass is bitch. I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents?
The music industry's power couple? More like its biggest puppeteers banned 50 Cent from the Super Bowl, but Eminem and 50 Cent are breaking their silence and exposing Jay-Z and Beyoncé's shady empire built on betrayal. This is just the beginning. It all started with a secret move so shady, even Eminem stepped in to call it out. But did you know his biggest target might be power couple Jay-Z and Beyoncé? Slim Shady has repeatedly thrown shots at the Grammys, calling them rigged and even suggesting artists like Jay only win because of industry favors.
First of all, that vote is fake as f. That's not a real vote. That's not a real vote. They give it to who they want to give it to. They give it to their darlings.
The most explosive moment came when Eminem hinted that Jay's Grammy success skyrocketed after marrying Beyoncé, implying it was more about connections than talent. Ouch.
I'm fine if I lose to f***ing Kanye or someone that I'm like, I know who that is, and Kanye has a huge following and he's made a massive impact on music. But don't f***ing get us all here to use your selling point for your f***ing show and stiff everybody every single f***ing time. Don't ever ask me to f***ing come here again.
The tension reached its peak when Eminem famously dissed Jay-Z in his 2018 track, The Ringer, where he rapped, "And last year's list, I must have pissed off the writers at Forbes, but I'm still here screaming, F the list. It's just more fuel for me to piss more people off." While he didn't name Jay directly, fans quickly connected the dots, especially since Jay had just topped Forbes' highest paid hip-hop artist list. Was this just competitive fire, or was Eminem exposing something deeper? He even talked about his friend, 50, not getting the award.
I watched 50, same shit. 50 did not win Best New Artist at the Grammys.
There was nothing bigger than 50.
Nothing bigger, and nobody since maybe like Snoop.
In 2023, 50 Cent allegedly discovered that Jay-Z was pulling strings behind the scenes, using his NFL connections to block Fifth from performing at the Super Bowl.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? And I told him to come pull up on me. And he pulled up on me, and he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent.
But here's the kicker. Eminem refused to perform unless 50 was included. That's right. Slim Shady himself stood up and exposed Jay's alleged sabotage.
When Super Bowl went down, everybody like popped up and popped off.
That was Dre. That's Dre too. You see what I'm saying? It's Dre and really him because he wouldn't do it without me.
Right.
The NFL had an issue with me, 50 laughed during a recent interview. But they'll let me buy a whole team, make it make sense.
That's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie wanted to look like a gay painter.
The plot thickened when insiders revealed Jay-Z personally told Eminem that the league had problems with 50. But when pressed, no one could explain what those problems actually were.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No. I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL has some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are.
If you thought the Super Bowl drama was wild, wait until you hear about the Grammys. For years, Eminem has called out the Grammys as a glorified scam, a rigged game where artists are baited for ratings, only to be humiliated when it's time for trophies. But 50 Cent just dropped a nuclear accusation.
When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. Look.
First of all, that vote is fake, 50 declared on camera. They give trophies to their darlings. Cowboy Carter, 16 Beyoncés, please.
Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones, because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
He even pointed out how Jay had one Grammy before linking with Bey, then suddenly racked up over 20.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he ain't show up.
Yo, he has like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard knock life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
And their kids have awards before even releasing music? That's not luck. That's strategy. But the darkest rumors? Those come from Beyoncé's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron. Before his mysterious death from pneumonia, he went live with a chilling warning.
I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are. How you stepped on many people.
Who's next on the list? Remember Maya? That smooth R&B voice that owned the early 2000s with hits like Lady Marmalade and Case of the X? She had all the makings of a lasting superstar until she suddenly didn't. At the height of her fame, Maya allegedly rejected advances from Jay-Z, and suddenly her music stopped getting promoted. In interviews, she's hinted at industry punishment for saying no. Aaliyah's legacy is one of tragic brilliance, a star taken too soon, her potential forever unfulfilled. But beneath the surface of her heartbreaking plane crash lies a web of unsettling coincidences that fans still dissect decades later. At the time of her death, she was in the process of breaking professional ties with Damon Dash, Jay-Z's close associate, or maybe her ex and Rockefeller co-founder. She ruled the charts and then vanished overnight. Was it really just jealousy, or was it something else? The circumstances of the crash raised immediate red flags. The plane was notoriously overburdened and improperly maintained. Key witnesses changed their stories or went silent. But why would they do that unless they want to hide something? The investigation felt rushed, the answers incomplete. And in the aftermath, a new R&B princess emerged, Beyoncé, whose early aesthetic bore an uncanny resemblance to Aaliyah's signature style. The baby hairs, the tomboy chic, the sultry yet soft vocals, it all felt eerily familiar. Was it coincidence or calculated replacement? Aaliyah, Kellis, Maya, and Jagged Edge, all women whose careers mysteriously stalled after crossing paths with the Carters. Then, poof, he was gone. You won't believe what really happened to hip-hop legend DMX. Behind his explosive success lurked a dark truth. He claimed Jay-Z sabotaged his career.
If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, what it is like.
Every time DMX prepared to drop an album, Jay-Z would suddenly release new music. X called it out. They block my releases? Competition? Or something more sinister? Here's the bombshell. Jay allegedly refused to collaborate with DMX and J. Rule. Why? Insiders say he feared being outshined. Imagine that. Ego killed what could have been hip-hop's greatest team-up. DMX didn't fade. He was frozen out. No airplay, no promotion, just silence.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good. That's all good.
Irv Gotti backed this up, claiming Jay hated that DMX outsold him, so he allegedly used his Def Jam power to sabotage him.
X needed people around him to help him.
Right.
Ja needed me to help him.
Right.
Hov,
Right.
once he got on, he didn't need nobody. He could do it all himself. He'll pick the beats, fuck with the producer. He didn't need nobody.
With so many artists speaking out, 50 Cent, Eminem, DMX, Maya, the evidence is stacking up. Are Jay-Z and Beyoncé really untouchable icons, or have they been eliminating competition for decades? One thing's clear, the more people talk, the harder it gets to ignore the dark side of their empire. And with 50 Cent vowing to expose everything, this story is far from over. Maybe the real question isn't if the Carters are hiding something, but how far will they go to keep it buried?